1. Bible records, 124 miracles. 71a. Miracles are those acts that only God can perform, usually superseding natural laws. Baker's Dictionary of the Bible defines a miracle as an event in the external world brought about by the immediate agency or the simple volition of God. It goes on to add that a miracle occurs to show that the power behind it is not limited to the laws of matter or mind as it interrupts fixed natural laws. So the term supernatural applies quite accurately. B. Miracles are also known as signs and wonders. C. Here we have one of the 124 miracles recorded in the Bible. 2. Miracle 71, Mass Death, Sennacherib's Assyrian army of 180,000 killed overnight by an angel near Jerusalem, 2 Kings 19:35. A. Sennacherib's Assyrian army of 185,000 killed. 2 Kings 19:35 New King James Version, NKJV 35 And it came to pass on a certain night that the angel of the Lord went out, and killed in the camp of the Assyrians 185,000. And when people arose early in the morning, there were the corpses, all dead. B. Assyria. I. The name of an area derived from the city Ashur on the Tigris, the original capital of the country, was originally a colony from Babylonia, and was ruled by viceroys from that kingdom. 2. It was a mountainous region lying to the north of Babylonia, extending along the Tigris as far as to the high mountain range of Armenia, the Gordian or Kardashian Mountains. It was founded in BC 1700 under Bel-Kap-Kapu, and became an independent and a conquering power, and shook off the yoke of its Babylonian masters. It subdued the whole of northern Asia. 3. The Assyrians were Semites, Genesis 10:22, but in process of time non-Semite tribes mingled with the inhabitants. They were a military people, the Romans of the East. 4. Of the early history of the kingdom of Assyria, little is positively known. In BC 1120 Tiglath-Pileser I, the greatest of the Assyrian kings, crossed the Euphrates, defeated the kings of the Hittites, captured the city of Carchemish, and advanced as far as the shores of the Mediterranean. He may be regarded as the founder of the First Assyrian Empire. After this the Assyrians gradually extended their power, subjugating the states of northern Syria. In the reign of Ahab, king of Israel, Shalmaneser II marched an army against the Syrian states, whose allied army he encountered and vanquished at Karkar. This led to Ahab's casting off the yoke of Damascus and allying himself with Judah. Some years after this the Assyrian king marched an army against Hazael, king of Damascus. He besieged and took that city. He also brought under tribute Jehu, and the cities of Tyre and Sidon. V. About 100 years after this, BC 745, the crown was seized by a military adventurer called Pul, who assumed the name of Tiglath-Pileser III. He directed his armies into Syria, which had by this time regained its independence, and took, BC 740, Arpad, near Aleppo, after a siege of 3 years, and reduced Hamath. Azariah, Uzziah, was an ally of the king of Hamath, and thus was compelled by Tiglath-Pileser to do him homage and pay a yearly tribute. Vi. In BC 738, in the reign of Menahem, king of Israel, Pul invaded Israel, and imposed on it a heavy tribute, 2 Kings 15:19. Ahaz, the king of Judah, when engaged in a war against Israel and Syria, appealed for help to this Assyrian king by means of a present of gold and silver, 2 Kings 16:8, who accordingly marched against Damascus, defeated and put Rezin to death, and besieged the city itself. Leaving a portion of his army to continue the siege, he advanced through the province east of Jordan, spreading fire and sword, and became master of Philistia, and took Samaria and Damascus. 7. He died BC 727, and was succeeded by Shalmaneser IV, who ruled till BC 722. He also invaded Syria, 2 Kings 17:5, but was deposed in favor of Sargon, QV, the Tartan, or commander-in-chief of the army, who took Samaria, QV, after a siege of 3 years, and so put an end to the kingdom of Israel, carrying the people away into captivity, BC 722, 2 Kings 17:1-6, 24, 18-7, 9. He also overran the land of Judah, and took the city of Jerusalem, Isaiah 10:6, 12, 22, 24, 34. 8. Mention is next made of Sennacherib, BC 705, the son and successor of Sargon, 2 Kings 18:13, 1937, Isaiah 7:17-18, and then of Esarhaddon, his son and successor, who took Manasseh, king of Judah, captive, and kept him for some time a prisoner at Babylon, which he alone of all the Assyrian kings made the seat of his government, 2 Kings 19:37, Isaiah 37:38. 9. Assurbanipal, the son of Esarhaddon, became king, and in Ezra 4:10 is referred to as a snapper. From an early period Assyria had entered on a conquering career, and having absorbed Babylon, the kingdoms of Hamath, Damascus, and Samaria, it conquered Phoenicia, and made Judea feudatory, and subjected Philistia and Idumea. At length, however, its power declined. In BC 727 the Babylonians threw off the rule of the Assyrians, under the leadership of the powerful Chaldean prince Merodach Baladan, 2 Kings 20:12, who, after 12 years, was subdued by Sargon, who now reunited the kingdom, and ruled over a vast empire. 11. But on his death the smoldering flames of rebellion again burst forth, and the Babylonians and Medes successfully asserted their independence, BC 625, and Assyria fell according to the prophecies of Isaiah, 10:5-19, Nahum, 3:19, and Zephaniah, 2:13, and the many separate kingdoms of which it was composed ceased to recognize the great king, 2 Kings 18:19, Isaiah 36:4. Ezekiel, 31, attests, about BC 586, how completely Assyria was overthrown. It ceases to be a nation.